WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. I do see some sun out there. It's a good thing because the temperatures don't look like the sun is shining, at least here in November anyway. 31 degrees at the airport, 33 here at Radio Center. We are looking at some clouds in areas. Other areas, we are seeing bright sunshine. Downtown Midland is looking at clouds right now in 31. Downtown Bay City's got some sun, and currently it is 32. Westerly breeze at 16, quite a difference from what it was probably about, about 7:30 last night when the front went through. And we did see some wind gusts officially at the airport out of the west at 56 miles per hour. Down in the Flint area, not quite as windy, but over on the west side of the state, we have had some unofficial reports of more than 60 mile an hour winds as that front moves through. Also, northern Michigan, where there were some whiteouts in northern Michigan, especially the northern third of the lower peninsula. Lake effect type snows on again and off again much of the day in northern Michigan. And as we moved into the evening hours, the intensity picked up. And as I said, the visibility went down as well. Overnight and early this morning, the much colder air really settled in, especially on the west side of the Upper Peninsula. Ironwood was looking at 11 for an overnight low and early morning temperature. We owe it all, really, as I said, to the front that went through that ushered in some really cold air. The other is a high pressure system, which is currently over Missouri. And it's a fairly substantial high. The barometric pressure right now for us here is 30.07, and it is rising. That's because that high is going to work its way a little bit closer to us, not a lot, but a little bit closer. So we are going to be seeing the effects of that high as far as clearing is concerned as we go into the later afternoon and the evening hours, because our low tonight, after a high of 34, is going to be 24 degrees here in the Great Lakes Bay region. What's average for this time of the year is 30 at night. So obviously we are below normal. The average high is 43, and we're going to be obviously below normal there, almost 10 degrees below normal. Tomorrow, sun is going to help us a lot more. The high pressure system over Missouri is going to be moving into Kentucky and eventually settling into North Carolina. So tomorrow we're going to see a high of right around 40, a lot more in the way of sun tomorrow. We're not going to see the clouds like we are seeing today, even though some of us are looking at some sun. Tomorrow night, the clouds will thicken up just a little bit, and as a result, we're going to be looking at 30 degrees for a low instead of 24. Then moving into Wednesday, the day before we move into Thanksgiving, much warmer, 46 degrees, but we're going to be looking at a low pressure system that is going to be pushing some moisture our way. It'll start possibly as early as noon or so on Wednesday. I think the best chance of any showers around here in the Great Lakes Bay region will be much later in the afternoon and the evening hours on Wednesday. High of 46 and then a low on Wednesday night of only about 42 because of that damp air that's going to be moving in. Thanksgiving Day, we're going to see clouds. We're going to see showers pretty much, I want to say all day, on again, off again. 45, 46 degrees for a high on Thursday. But then on Thursday night, we're going to drop down with the cloud cover to the mid-20s. Front will be sliding through during the day on Thursday. And that once again will usher some cold air to finish off the week. The long Thanksgiving holiday is going to be featuring temperatures below average for this time of the year, other than Thanksgiving. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 35, 36, 37, 38 degrees, right around in there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It doesn't appear as though there's going to be much of a chance of precipitation. We're just going to see some clouds, some sun here and there, but definitely some chilly temperatures. Long-range outlook looks at below average on those temperatures as we finish off the month of November. Precipitation values, for the most part, are also going to be looking at below average for this time of the year. Incidentally, record high in this state was set way back in 1913, 66 degrees. The record low set in 1929 was 11. Sun will set this evening at 5:05, rise tomorrow morning at 7:40. And just to kind of give you an idea, it was chilly a year ago. Our high was 39 and our low was 29. We didn't quite have as much snowfall. We had 0.2 of an inch of snow so far for the month of November a year ago. As of the 22nd, this year we've got about 0.4 of an inch of snow. But again, the big difference is we usually do get a real wind blower in the month of November. Either it's earlier or later in the month. We've seen some blizzards around the Thanksgiving holiday in the past. We've also, and of course, many of you are aware of the Edmund Fitzgerald. That took place in November when there were gale force winds blowing on the lake. So it's not unusual to see it. What's unusual is for us to see it, quite frankly, this late in the year. As I said, we've had blizzards around Thanksgiving. We've had icing for Thanksgiving holiday for traveling on Wednesday night and Thursday morning. But normally we don't see the real strong storm systems move through the final 10 days of the month. It's more about 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th, 16th of the month. So this was a little unusual. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. We'll touch base with Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West in a moment. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you in part today by the folks at the Michigan Corn Growers. They want to remind you the 8th annual Great Lakes Crop Summit at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant is scheduled for January the 26th and the 27th. Now, we do have a little bit of time to reserve rooms and register for the event. But at this stage of the game, I think it's a really good idea that if you plan on attending, it certainly wouldn't hurt to reserve your room right now at Soaring Eagle, because given conditions the way they are and the way that many of the meetings have been going that I have been attending, it looks as though a lot of folks want to get together. And I have to think that's going to be the case once we roll into the end of January. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to do that. For more information, just go to micorn.org. They've got a really good schedule of speakers that will be attending the event this year. Along with me, Gary Kaufman at Star of the West. Gary, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Terry. Good morning to you as well.
And the wind didn't blow you away overnight last night, huh?
No, I tell you, when you live in town, in the town of Reese, and you hear the wind howling like that, you know it's windy in the country.
Man, I'm telling you, it was something else. Some folks that were already doing some decorating outside. Early this morning, I saw a couple of people picking up stuff off the lawn.
Yeah.
I don't know. 56, 58, 60 mile an hour winds. That's kind of bad.
No doubt, for sure.
But hopefully the windy city of Chicago didn't get treated to any storms, and the traders are feeling a little bit better for themselves this morning.
Well, Terry, I mean, to start this last week of trading in the month of November, wheat markets kind of exploded overnight, and we were kind of hedging on this a little bit last week. We've seen the winter wheat exchange soaring to new contract highs here this morning. Paris milling wheat futures also, again, scoring all new highs. And, the big reason is, the world wheat stocks continue to tighten. Russia, again, increased their export tax again. They're at a hefty $78.30 per metric ton on their export taxes now. So, as everybody knows, Russia is a big world wheat exporter, and the other big world wheat exporter is Australia, and they continue to have heavy rains. That's what's kind of driving the market this morning higher, and it's going to impact quality and delay harvest. We touched on it last week. That's kind of like where we were at in our wheat harvest back in July here, where in the southern part of our state of Michigan, we just continue to get rains, and also in our backyard here in the Saginaw Valley. That's what Australia is experiencing now. And so the funds have kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and they're buying wheat futures this morning. So all in all, we're up 19 cents this morning, Terry, on the wheat market. That puts cash wheat at 807 on the white, 772 on the red. New crop for next year is up 16 at 840 on the white, 780 on the red. Cash corn currently up at 5.4 at 525. Next year we're up a penny at $5. Cash soybeans up 12 at 1208, and new crop for next year up 7, Terry, at 1192.
Just kind of curious. I've heard a lot about other parts of the country. It looks as though the only part of the country that really had plenty of rain, adequate rain, if not actually a little bit more, was the southeastern part of the continental United States. And I know in the past, some of the country elevators around Michigan sent a lot of product down to that part of the country. Is that the case? Do we see like maybe we don't really have a lot of oats that we raise here? But I know in the past, we used to send a lot of that product, the small grains, down into that area.
Yeah, it's not sure, what the percentage is, but in the U.S. there's, the moisture down there is lacking weather. So the market's kind of watching the southwestern plains, and Texas, Oklahoma are well below normal moisture. So their wheat is, a little sketchy right now. So all in all, U.S. market, wheat markets supplies are tight, tightest since they've been back since 2012, and the world's in the same situation. So both the U.S. and the world are experiencing similar situations. So that's creating quite a bull market here for the wheat arena, and corn and soybeans are kind of along for the ride a little bit right now. So
that's what it sounds like. Gary, you take care. Have a great day. Okay.
I will. You do the same. Thanks.
All righty. A little bit more as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline, this area's Ram certified ag dealer. Hey, you're looking for a new Ram commercial truck or van? Well, get it from a dealer that's been around since 1852, and they know truck and van, so you can buy with confidence. Where family and service sells cars, that's Schaefer and Beerline. And by Krizak's House Family Restaurant, getting ready for a big event coming up this holiday period. You got to supply the food. You think you got it kind of figured out? Well, here, get it figured out. 989-894-5531. That's Krizak's House Family Restaurant. They'll take care of it for you. All you got to do is stop by and pick it up, and you're a hero at your event. Krizak's House. Also a great place to dine in. Casson, Michigan, on Bay City's south side. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
What are we looking at now?
No sellers, pretty much. That's about it. All buyers, no sellers. I guess it's kind of like Black Friday when you're standing outside of Walmart getting crushed into the doors.
Been there.
All buyers, no sellers. That's not going to happen to me ever. Just write it off. It's never going to happen. But yeah, so 2.5% higher on wheat, new high. That basically says it all. The Fed chairman is Powell for the next term. He was reappointed by the president. So that's kind of got Wall Street, back in a frenzy because they know him and they pretty much know what he's going to do. Guarantee, print money. So that's what you got, inflationary pressures and pressure higher on hard assets. And one thing is for absolute sure, nobody, not one person on earth believes that gold is a storage of wealth. Nobody, because has not participated one iota in this whole thing. It's Bitcoin, it's stocks, it's other hard assets, but absolutely not precious metals. It's kind of crazy. So here's your numbers. The December corn is 574.5. That's up 3.5 cents. The March corn is 581.25, up 4.25. The January soybeans 1275.25, up 12 cents. March soybeans 1287, up also 12 cents. The December wheat is 843.25, up 20.25. And March wheat is 855.25, up 21. Crude oil 76.99, up $1.05. Heating oil is 233.25, that's up 4.5 cents. Gasoline 226.76, that's up 5.5 cents. Kind of justifies around 292. So anything above and beyond that is whatever you want to call it. Natural gas is 485.25, that's down 29.25 cents. Now that's down 35% since the 1st of October. Just to let you know how volatile that crazy commodity can be. The Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2678 at the border. That's getting high, but it's up 40 ticks right now. The yen is at 114.75, up 77 ticks. The euro is at 112.61, that's down 27 ticks. The dollar is at 96.30, that's up 28 ticks. Gold is at 1816.70, down $34.90. Silver's at $24.47, down 31 cents, and platinum's at $10.28.50, down $7.50.
Have a great day, Doug. Thank you.
All right.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Ed Raymond and Sons, quality clothing and shoes since 1919. Carhartt's, Red Wing shoes and boots, Stormy Cromer accessories, all available today at Ed Raymond and Sons at 151 West Broad Street in Chesaning, and they are open 7 days. When we return, Jerry Samolsky will be joining us.
Hi, Deb. Another weekend, more youth baseball. Where's Jerry?
He wanted to come, but he's busy battling brown beet fields.
Cercospora?
Yeah, he went out to spray again. Is your crew spraying?
Just a few times. It's a sea of green this year.
You're kidding.
No, we tried that new CR Plus trait developed by KWS, and it's like night and day.
Really? Wow. You should text Jerry. He needs a new plan.
Maybe I'll just send some pics from the game. He'll get the message. KWS CR Plus trait is licensed to Beta Seed and Crystal Brand Seed.
Back with Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, a little blustery out there. If there are any leaves on the trees, I think a lot of them are on the ground right now, aren't they?
Yeah, Terry, I've got, I lost a lot on my elms over the night last night. I was mowing and chopping up leaves Saturday. I have to tell you, a lot of people keep saying, I got too many leaves, can't do it. Terry, I was plowing leaves with the mower and I had to back up and go over. You can chop up immense amount of leaves and just mow them a couple times. They go into the lawn, it's fine. Personally, I'm going to have yet another mowing or two to get all the remainder of the oak and then what we had yesterday from the elm. But, it just saves so much time. And, it's good for the soil. Farmers don't take those corn stalks, bale them up, and haul them to a landfill.
No.
They work them in.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Good fertilizer.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Good advice, Jerry. Yeah, I'm going to be mowing at least a couple more times, I'm afraid, before I'm all done.
Yeah, mulch them up. It's a good thing, and seldomly is something easier that's easier is better. You got to work harder to get it. So this is one where it's easier and better.
All right.
Watch 'em up.
Jerry, thank you. We'll talk to you again. All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Over to Yo and Yo Accounting, we're going right now. Alex Wilson joining me this morning. Alex, good morning. What should we be alerting folks to these days?
Good morning, Terry. Today, I'd like to bring up, as we get closer and closer, we're about to head into December, and that means tax planning. This year, I think there's an added emphasis on some of that planning. I've been talking to a couple of farmers, and with fertilizer prices and sometimes even availability being hard to get to, folks are making those decisions. A lot of farmers like to look at re-upping on equipment as they head into the new year. However, there's also a shortage of equipment. If you track any of the auction sites or anything like that, it seems like there's a lot fewer pieces of inventory that are going for a lot more. So pressure to increase and up the timeline for planning. And that way, no one's hit with a large tax bill that they could possibly avoid.
Good advice. Alex, thank you very much. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
You bet. Alex Wilson with Yo and Yo Accounting. Over to the office of Jerry Reif we go this morning. Jerry, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, Terry. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Understand we got a seminar coming up in December we should alert the folks to?
Yeah, things are changing. Washington keeps in Congress keeps moving, and you have to keep your well, you got to be alert to what you have to be. And we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of protections in this country, but you have to be able to take care of yourself and your own family and everything. So coming up to this Thanksgiving Day, we have a lot to be thankful for, but also we need to be dutiful as far as getting our estate planning in order and make sure that everything's going to function. You want to make sure everything's going to work. That's why we're doing a workshop on December 7th. It's a Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And it's at Capoco Cabaret Trail here in Saginaw. It's free. If you listen to me for half hour to an hour, I'm willing to give you a free consultation. We'll review your documents. We'll take a look at those. And it's a good year-end thing to do and make sure that your plan's still in effect, and it's going to be efficiently transferred, whatever you have, and still provide, protect your family, and avoid probate, all the different things, to avoid the nursing home, all those kinds of things that people are attentive to these days. But
very good. Yeah, so the website, but give you a call, right? What, 989?
790-1461. Website is jerryreiflawyer.com. A lot of information on there, but 989-790-1461 will be, you can set up an appointment and get some information about this important workshop.
Fantastic. Jerry, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. You have a great day. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444.
I'm Sue from Beta Seed. Thanks again for agreeing to this ride-along.
Sure.
Sugar beets are crazy. Did you know they had to be bred specifically to even become an annual? Ours have the best trait spread in, too. We grow millions of stecks a year for that.
Stacks?
Baby beet plants. Stecks are key. I could go on and on.
I bet.
At Beta Seed, every seed is fueled by decades of wisdom. It's complex science, which our breeders are pretty excited about.
Hand crossing is the real magic. First,
Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around for that. Now we close our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. The man police say drove his SUV into a crowd of parade watchers is in custody a day after 5 people died and 40 were hurt at that holiday celebration in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Here's correspondent Nancy Chen.
The holiday parade in Waukesha turned from celebration to horror in an instant.
I just heard a really loud bang and I saw a red blur.
Sarah Saldivar was at the parade with her 2 young children.
Then I just saw little girls flying. You saw multiple bodies thrown through the road, and you saw like the lawn chairs and the blankets.
Police eventually recovered the vehicle, and they say they have 1 person in custody.
They identify the suspect as 39-year-old Darrell Brooks of Milwaukee. That's about 20 miles from Waukesha. The defense has been presenting its closing argument in the trial of the 3 men accused of murder in the Ahmaud Arbery case. The 3 claim to be making a citizen's arrest. Attorney Jason Sheffield represents Travis McMichael and spoke of his military training.
How he would make decisions in critical moments of policing. These teachings were burned within his brain to the point of muscle memory.
But lead prosecutor Linda Donikoski says this is what really happened.
Hey, Travis, get your shotgun. That guy is outside. Not, hey, Travis, I need to call 911. That guy is outside. Let's get our guns and let's jump in the truck.
AAA says more than 4 million Americans will fly to Thanksgiving destinations this week. That's up more than 80% from last year. The Auto Club's Andrew Gross.
Thanksgiving travel is back. I've heard it said that folks are looking at this as our first Vaxgiving.
And with the holiday just 3 days away, Dr. Anthony Fauci tells CBS Mornings that the vaccinated will likely have a safe one, while the unvaccinated will be at risk.
We still have 60 million people in this country who are eligible to be vaccinated who have not been vaccinated, which means that the dynamics of infection with a daily average of now 92,000 cases, we've got to be careful.
Kidnappers have released 2 hostages who've been held captive for more than a month in Haiti. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez.
Exactly how that release was negotiated is still unclear, but the gang responsible for the kidnappings has been known to free hostages for medical reasons. In a statement, Christian Aid Ministries said, while we rejoice at this release, our hearts are with the 15 people who are still being held.
Those 15 include 5 children, one of them an 8-month-old. It's an up-down day on Wall Street. The Dow is up about 200, but the NASDAQ has lost 105. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can. Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
It's 31 degrees at 12:03. Good afternoon. I'm Ann Williams. Police in Saginaw Township are investigating the home invasion of a former township police chief. Police say suspects broke into a home on Midland Road around noon, November 13th, belonging to Kenneth Ott and his wife. Ott was police chief in Saginaw Township from 1971 to 1996. It's unknown what the suspects took from the home. The Otts were not injured. Police say the suspects are 3 black males who were driving a gray Chevy Suburban or Tahoe. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to call the Saginaw Township Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Police in Genesee County are urging victims of human trafficking and sexual extortion to come forward after the arraignment of 2 people in Flint on Friday. 20-year-old Marquand Cox and 19-year-old Madison Dennis of Flint are charged with several felonies related to human trafficking following an investigation by the Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team, Flint Township Police Department, and Voices for Children. Police say the suspects used social media to lure 4 teens ranging in age from 13 to 15, groomed them, and then drugged and raped them at a home with a so-called sex dungeon and at a Red Roof Inn on Miller Road in Flint. The suspects allegedly recorded the acts, using them to extort the teens by threatening to send the videos to loved ones. The incidents allegedly occurred over a 3-year period Police discovered during the arrest a firearm, 53 grams of cocaine, and an iPad, which police say may contain evidence of more victims. Dennis is being held on a $505,000 bond, while Cox's bond is set at $620,000. Anyone who may have been a victim is encouraged to call 911 or GHOST. That's 810-257-3422. Mid-Michigan Health's Pediatric Center for Rehabilitation and Behavioral Health is now an approved autism evaluation center. An evaluation of this type of center is the first step for some children with autism to receive insurance coverage for autism therapies. More information or referral assistance is available by calling Mid-Michigan Health. WSGW News Time is 12:05. The weather forecast, cloudy skies, breaks of sunshine later today, a high of 35. 31 now at WSGW, your connection to the Great Lakes Bay region and the world.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
Should we just become best friends? Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right. Thank you so much for being here.